Today on SwissWatchExpo.com, we're going to teach you how to wind, set the date, and set the time on this interesting Planet Ocean Omega. Now, this is the liquid metal. This happens to be the titanium version. It's super lightweight. It's a great piece. What makes this one different from so many of the other ones is the interesting way that you set the date and the hour hand. Now, let's be clear about this watch. This has a screw-down crown located here. This is the helium escape valve. That should be screwed down at all times as well. Unless, of course, you are in a decompression chamber and you're a deep sea diver, you would use this in that decompression chamber. Now, let's be clear about this crown. This crown sets the time, sets the date, and winds the watch. It's always screwed down against the body of the watch to keep water out. Now, in order to make sure that that keeps water out effectively, you're going to turn that crown backwards to unscrew it. Now, you notice that there's a small gap. It's a little bit difficult to see here, but there's a small gap. You push on that crown, it's got a little bit of a springiness, just the slightest amount. That means it's in the winding position. Now, as all the other watches in its category, and you're going to wind it towards the 12. You're going to do this a good solid 50 times. When you do that, you're going to completely wind this watch. Now, it's an automatic, so it is going to continue to keep winding as long as it's on your wrist and you're active. If you set it down overnight, 8 to 10 hours a night, you are going to continue to keep running into the power reserve. Every 2 weeks or so, you'd want to give it about 35 winds, no matter how much you wear it, just to make sure it's fully wound. Here's another important point. This watch, you can set the date anytime because it has a date that's attached to the hour hand. So you can actually pull this crown out one click, and then you can move that hour hand backwards and forwards across the 12. And then you notice that the date changes along with the hour hand change. So it's the 18th, now it's going to be the 17th. Now you can run this forward, now it's the 18th, the 19th, and every time you pass the 12 at midnight, that date flips. So you can set the date quickly and the hour hand quickly without having to move the entire movement. Now, if you want to set the minutes, you simply pull this out one more click. That's going to move both the minute hand and the hour hand at the same time. It also has a hacking feature to make sure it stops the second hands if you want to be really precise about what time you need to set the dial. So this is how you set the Omega Planet Ocean. And it doesn't matter which version of the Planet Ocean it is. If it has this particular setting, this is how it works. Now, let's not confuse this because there are some other Planet Oceans that do not set this way, most of which have the orange ring bezel. Now, it is different, and I don't want to confuse this particular watch with that one. The way that you know the difference, without getting too technical, is you'll simply pull this crown out and check and see if that hand moves. That's the only way that you can reliably and effectively tell the difference between this model and the one that has the quick set date, meaning you would not change the date by moving the hour hand back and forth. You would change it simply by the date wheel only. That's a different watch. That's not this watch, just to be clear. Find this watch at SwissWatchExpo.com and give us a call if you have any other questions about how to set your watch. We'll be happy to walk you through it. Always wind your crown down to make sure you keep the water out.